Now, my last 3 videos have been the long looks, the deeper dives, the overviews, the ramblings, the observations, the waxings, the bloviating, padding. Sounds like that's where this is going, right? But honestly, I have no idea right now how to turn the HEADesigns Chief into a longer video. I just did my fidget film and I would have included it had I known about this knife then. So I guess you're welcome, viewer of completely optional internet niche content. Now, if you're keeping track of the bullshit I'm into here on the channel, you know I like reviewing my hawks, the Deadlock B, the C, the Mud, the Gearhead, the Orbit. Okay, just kidding on the last one. I'll never own one unless you bring it back, guys. You could always bring it back and sell one to this guy, right? Oh, they're not watching. Also, my Sharp by Designs, you have the Void XL, the Evo, the Tempest, my Mini Tempest, the Chicane, and whatever that one is he's about to invoice us for that I had forgotten I had ordered. Oh yeah, and who can forget my Serges? I love my Serges. I got my Bean, and I have the slip joint, and the watch, and my HEADesigns here. I did the Poison, the Hunter, the Falcon, the Elixir, and the Anchor. You know, remember my keychain film? But as my dimensions card here is evidence of the HEADesigns is back with the update to the Hunter called the Chief. Hey there, Chief. What's up, Chief? That's what I imagine to be a Chicago accent. We have fun here on the cutting edge of knife comedy. So much that there was a pun in there. I'm out of ideas right now, okay? I'm on a time limit for this one. So the Chief continues the traditions of the Hunter, the compact front flipper, but with some updated, cleaner lines. We got a different grind, you know, kind of the works here. Had to pull some archival footage off the hard drive here because I gave the Hunter to Cedric of the Cedric and Ada Outdoor Review channel years ago. The Hunter's been sold out for a while though. However, you can get the Boker Plus version in D2 for about $100 in case you have the FOMO. I know it's a Boker, but you know, it looks pretty faithful. There's a link below the video in case you're interested. Now, the original Hunter had a very needle pointy clip point, which looked pretty good. And I didn't do shit. They swapped it out here for a nice drop point. I mean, if we're being honest, I kind of like the unconventional clip of the prior, but I know some people just need the drop points, and that's cool. Now here we've upgraded to S35 VN versus the 154 CM of the original. Both are, you know, modern, high-end stainless steels. Some may argue 154 CM isn't, but you know, it's whatever. However, S35 VN used to be the M390 and high-end knives, right? You know, now we're at the M390 stage where it has to be. That's the standard. But it goes like this, okay? We had 154 CM in our fancy knives, which turned into S30V. Then S35 VN was the new S30V. M390 is now the new S35 VN. And soon we're looking at Crewwear or Magna Cut. Not sure which direction we're going there, being the new M390. So if my calculations are correct, Magna Cut is 154 CM. And I will be taking no questions in the comments about my methodology. I'll delete anybody correcting me, okay? Now on the Chief we have us a frame lock, and if you've been celebrating a lot of the HEADesigns catalog, like I have, and you have the Poison or Antidote, you know that was a stiffer frame lock. Now the Chief here isn't that stiff and has a lock tension similar, but just a touch stiffer than the update to those patterns called the Venom and the Elixir. Yeah, I'm going to call them patterns and you can't do shit about it, okay? Now I'd estimate my Chief is harder to disengage than my blue Elixir. I mean, I'm not going to estimate it actually is because I have them both in my hand. By a very small amount though. It gives a nice strong lockup, even if the fidgeters might want less lock tension, you know, so they want pop, pop, snap, pop, you know. They like the drop shut. I kind of just pop it back in myself. They like doing a little twist of the wrist and then close, but you know, whatever. I still wish I had the Hunter to compare it to, but I don't. Now the Chief has multiple ways to deploy. You have the vent, which once you get used to the finger placement and maybe dependent on your hand size, you can middle finger flick. Now most of Sam's knives that I have handled, as in the ones I've mentioned in this video, are roughly 4-inch handles with the grip area of 3 1/3 to 3 1/2 inches. So think Spyderco Para 3 size knives. They're not massive. So what that means is larger hands may not flick as friendly with the middle fingers. It's all about your hand size. Now I feel like my hands are the average size for a 6 foot tall individual, but you get used to the vent flick. It took me a few tries to get used to it, but I know where to put my finger now. Or you can do the pull pop, you know. That's a fun one. Or just use the flipper and use your thumb, which is the easiest for me, or opt for the Advanced Knife Bro pointer finger deployer. I mean you, because I am not the Advanced Knife Bro here. I do not like the pointer finger deployment. It's easier for me to do the thumb deployment. Now the flipper has some jimping, but it's not too harsh. It's not as harsh as the nettle. And if we're looking for the closing shakes here for the fidget crowd, the Elixir is closer to a drop shut than this is, which takes a few more shakes. I think the stronger lockup on this one versus the Elixir creates some additional tension on the tang as it pivots, you know, making the Elixir less shakes per close. That one has less opening methods though, so that one's just a standard flipper. The rest of the handle on this knife is very comfortable with no harsh edges. There's, you know, it's been tumbled, it's been chamfered, so you can just kind of fondle it in your hand. Then there's the all titanium option. This one is half carbon fiber and half titanium on the lock side. I have seen a few comments here and there throughout my time on YouTube where that drives people crazy, that look. I prefer it though, because the half carbon fiber, when given the option, is going to reduce weight on your knife. And I kind of like the look. It's why I bought that Chris Reeves a long time ago that, of course, I eventually sold. Now the titanium on this one is a stone wash with no micro texturing diagonal lines like on the Poison and Elixir series. Pocket clip, milled titanium with a decent amount of tension. However, it is not swappable to the other side, so if you're a righty, then it's in its ideal placement, tip up, blade backward in the right pocket. Begging the question though, should left-handed people even get into pocket knives? Comparisons. How about a few similar size knives and the other HEA designs? First, the Chief. You've seen the Chief. You know the Chief by now. You've watched 6 minutes of content about the Chief. Here it is next to the Elixir. You love the Elixir? This one is a smooth deployer. I love the update it was to the Poison. There are a lot of little improvements. So we're going to move on to the other one I have, the Falcon. It's not really a comparable knife other than it's made by, you know, it was designed by Sam. The Falcon here has such a nice dialed-in backspring, and I appreciate its unique looks among modern slip joints. Doesn't look like any of the other ones. Now the fidget favorite, the Para 3. Did you see my 25-minute fidget video? It was real exciting content, and that was in there. And we're going to actually do another one from that, the Winter Blade Co. Factor, also a fidget favorite of mine. These are all, you know, similar sized knives. That's why we're going here. And then the Arcona Nettle. Now, this is a big light knife, very smooth pivot, and it's nearly a drop shut. The jimping is pretty harsh though on it, so you know you gotta have some calluses built up. Okay, we're wrapping it up here. I got lots of stuff going on this month. The joke per minute on this one is down, so I had to finish my writing on this today, or that would be yesterday now, and then record it tomorrow morning, which is now today, since we're having a bunch of company. And I want to have to explain to that company why I'm talking loudly into a microphone at 4:30 at my desk in the morning about pocket knives. A little bit of a weird conversation to have. Now, Sam at HEADesigns provided this for review. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do, because I'm going to be giving this away in a week or two. So follow me now. It's your chance to get ready for that. Thanks to the patrons for being real cool and paying for my camera and editing gear. You know this by now. The Advanced Knife Bro channel has been 4K for going on nearly a year. It's not really news anymore. But time does fly when you're merely existing, okay? So like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching.